Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? YouTube, what's good? Raider Nation, we in the building once again. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Getting it in, going and flowing. Y'all already knowing. All right. Hey, we are here. You know what I'm saying? You guys see what his title? We talking about John Spytek and this good old presser. You know what I'm saying? We gotta watch the presser, and then we also got to do, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of our homework, and that's reading between the lines, you know what I'm saying? So here at Raider Twuan, that's exactly what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to read in between the lines for you, you know what I'm saying? Give you some of that good old Raider gospel. Hey, but before we get into all of that, hey, make sure you guys subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and join the congregation. We are on our way to 1K subscribers. That means you know what I'm saying? Be a part of that 1K. Hit that subscribe button and you know what? Don't be mean. Go ahead and double tap the screen. You know what I'm saying? As simple as that. Boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? Do one of them and then you start seeing, you might see some magic on your screen. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and double tap the screen. Don't be mean. Double tap the screen. And again, be a part of that 1K. Go ahead and join the congregation. And you know what I'm saying? That's for the free 99. All right. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you guys say something in the comment section, as I will be looking at that also as we go along. So salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to, you know what I'm saying? Salute. Hey, I see some Raiders in the building, you know what I'm saying? Got some Raiders, you know what I'm saying? Raider Paul is in the building. Shout out to Raider Paul. He said, yeah, hey, look, hey, hey, I have not, hey, look, let me just say this. I have not been hiding, you know what I'm saying? I've been taking care of some business. I got some things that I've been cooking up, you know what I'm saying? Getting ready for this off season. I got some surprises for y'all. Got some real special things coming up. I've been working on, also been working, I'll say this now. I've been working on players in the draft. You know what I'm saying? I've been diving, doing my homework, digging into that, looking at players, you know what I'm saying? So I can come back and tell y'all, hey, you know what I'm saying, if we looking at this position, these are some guys that we definitely need to be looking at. So I'm cooking that up. Got some things already kind of stacked up, you know what I'm saying, getting ready for y'all. So hey, look, that's why you always want to hit that notification bell so you are notified anytime I'll go live, because I definitely do go live at random. Shout out to Lakers in 5. You know what I'm saying? If you guys have not have a Lakers channel that you are a part of, if you are a Lakers fan, you need to be a part of Lakers in 5. Go ahead and subscribe to them. All right, hey, we about to, put no longer push this further. We're gonna get into John Spytek and this good old presser. We're gonna talk a little, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do the stop, start, because you know what I'm saying, there's gonna be some things I'm gonna have to say, but like, hey, at this point, this is actually what he was talking about. All right. So that's what we're gonna do here. You know what I'm saying? Definitely put your comments, your questions in the chat. I will be looking at those and I will be answering those questions if you want to talk a little bit about NFL or Raiders football. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Don't be mean and double tap the screen. And let's go ahead and get into John Spytek.
This morning, ownership and myself met with Coach Carroll. After a lot of discussions, we made a decision to go in a different direction. We informed Coach Carroll of that this morning. I want to thank Coach Carroll from the ownership perspective and from my personal perspective as well. He was a great partner. My first year in this job, he worked tirelessly to give Raider Nation, the team, and the outcomes and the results that they wanted and deserve. He was a wonderful person to deal with for me personally on a day-to-day basis, and I'm just very grateful to have had the opportunity to work with him, a great coach like him, for a year. And this organization, the ownership, myself, wish him nothing but the best in the future. We're truly grateful for his efforts. I also want to make it extremely clear, too, that I bear a ton of responsibility for the outcome of the season and our record. this isn't on any one person, and really I don't want anyone to think that anyone deserves more responsibility than me in that. It's something I'm very aware of. I think about all the time, and am determined to get right. And the accountability should start and stop with me, and that needs to be said. I want to.
Okay, let's pause it right there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, John Spytek is going, you know what I'm saying? Starting off, he's coming off a little PC, you know what I'm saying? Politically correct, you know what I'm saying? And that last statement he made, okay? And this is kind of where he's being PC, but we'll listen to some other stuff, see if he contradicts himself, all right? But it starts and stops with him, okay? Duh, right? Anybody that knows about what a GM is supposed to do, the buck stops and starts with him. Okay, Mark Davis does everything he can to provide the money. You know what I'm saying? The financial backing. You know what I'm saying? And everything else, but all of the other stuff, personnel. You know what I'm saying? The coaches. You know what I'm saying? The people we bring in, those all fall in with the GM. So if we are firing the head coach, okay, and let's be honest with this and let's be clear with this, if we are firing the head coach, it really should fall under the GM. Now let's continue to listen to, you know what I'm saying, John Spytek as he let's see if he continues to go politically correct as you double tap that screen.
I want to thank all of our coaches, all of the players, all of the support staff, that despite our record, they worked tirelessly. They poured their hearts into it. They never wavered. And it was great to see that culminate with a win yesterday. They battled to really the final play of the season. And I think that was a true revelation of their character. And they all should have a lot to be proud of. We have a massive opportunity in front of us this offseason to set this organization, this franchise on a course for success and provide the results that Raider Nation and the Las Vegas community deserves and expects.
Okay, so he's talking about this massive opportunity. Let me break down the massive opportunity for those that have been under a rock. Okay, we got a boatload of cap. You know what I'm saying? We got probably one of the top cap. You know what I'm saying? Money wise. You know what I'm saying? We got some money to spend on free agency, okay? Not along with that, but we have right now currently 10 picks. And I'm saying currently because there's still some moves that still can be made. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might be talking about Max Crosby, and that's some extra picks that might be added to the situation, okay? But we're starting off with 10 picks going into the draft. So we got 10 picks in the draft and probably one of the top, you know what I'm saying, free agency cap space, and by law we got to spend that money. Okay, there's a rule in the NFL where you can't just, you have to spend a certain percentage of what you got cap wise, and because we didn't spend a lot, we got to do it this offseason. So expect some free agency money being spent, whether we're retaining guys or bringing in guys or in free agency. And again, it all falls on John Spytek.
We intend to tack it full on. The work has already begun. I think we're all aware of all the resources that Mark and ownership group have given to us. Obviously, there's the draft. We have capital. We have one of the greatest buildings, if not the greatest building in the NFL. There's a lot to be excited about here, and it is going to be my responsibility to lead this up and set this organization on a course of sustained success. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions that you all have.
John, just curious, having the first pick overall in the draft, how much did that kind of play into this to do a sort of a full reset with your coach and whoever it is that you guys end up dropping?
Just because we have the first pick in the draft, that didn't carry a lot of weight in the decision that we made. I think we have a great opportunity to build this franchise the right way now. We never want to be in this spot again. I never thought I would be in this spot, but we got to be real with where we're at. We have to understand the opportunity that we have in front of us and our our focus and our vision is on everything going forward now.
John, with your first pick as the NFL GM, you selected Ashton Jeanty. Can you give an evaluation of how you feel his rookie season went? And also, what do you think are some steps you feel like you need to take to maximize his potential as you try to continue to evolve the team?
Yeah, I'm proud of Ashton. It wasn't an easy season for him. He showed up every day and worked. He showed up every game and competed. He was always available for his teammates. He was an exemplary worker. And, we've got to do a better job surrounding him with a lot of players that can help him too. And, his success, I know there's been a lot of narratives out there that he didn't have the season that, maybe he deserved or you would expect from the 6th overall pick. Well, that's fine. But it's not just Ashton. There's 10 other people that are out there with him. And it's our job to put a great group of guys around him to help him realize his potential.
Man, okay, look, this is what if y'all have not subscribed to here at the channel, over here at Raider Twuan and the congregation, this is exactly what I've been talking about. Okay, everybody was so so in love with Ashton Jeanty. Oh my gosh, we gotta get Ashton Jeanty. Ashton Jeanty's going to save us. Ashton Jeanty. Oh my gosh, the Raiders are 32nd in rushing, and it's all because of our running backs. And if we get Ashton Jeanty, he's going to fix the situation. And I told everybody, it is on record. I said, if we get this running back, we're still going to be in the same situation. Why? Because our offensive line. And this is exactly what John Spytek is talking about. He said, look, Ashton Jeanty is doing the best he can, but there's 10 other guys on the field. And when he's talking about 10 other guys, I'm definitely looking at five guys up front, blocking for Ashton Jeanty. And that is the issue. So him talking about that, and this is another thing I said recently. I think I said this like 2 lives ago. We're in a situation where Ashton Jeanty had the opportunity to be the offensive rookie of the year, and he's got robbed of that because we did not have the pieces around him so that he could be that. Yes, he did. Even with us having the worst, one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL, he still was close to getting the rushing record as a rookie. But here we are with a guy that if he had a half decent offensive line, he could have easily been the offensive rookie of the year. So we robbed him of that. It's not like he's ever going to be, have a chance to do that again. And again, here goes John Spytek saying he's the one that was, that the buck stops with him and that he's in charge and he's the guy. And he's saying the same things that I was saying.
John, 2 questions. Number one, do you expect your new coach to have the autonomy to pick his own staff, or do you think that you would have input in that as well?
I want to turn that over to the coach. I mean, we're going to have a lot of great conversations about who, why, where. There's going to be a lot of great football conversations, but my belief has always been, you give a lot of the responsibility to the head coach to hire the staff that he wants to hire. It's who reports to him and who he works with every day.
Expect on a more regular basis to have Tom in the building physically?
I have a great relationship with Tom. We're in constant communication daily, and whether he's in the building or not, our conversations are very much similar. So I always love seeing him. He's somebody I've learned a lot from every time I've had a chance to sit in a room with him, but we've had a lot of great phone conversations as well.
Hey, now, look, shout out to Hondo Carpenter. You know what I'm saying? Hondo is being surgical right now, okay? He's asking some questions. And, the one thing that you got to understand with some of these press conferences, a lot of the people that are in these press conferences, a lot of these beat writers, they're asking questions that possibly they already know. But now they're putting, they're putting it out there, putting it on record, and then you'll start seeing some other things unfold. So Hondo's cooking, okay? Hondo's asking questions about, the autonomy of the head coach. Why? Because this past season with Pete Carroll, the coach that they just fired, there was some struggles there. There were some issues there. There was some I put it I put it on my IG, you know what I'm saying? IG at Twuan if you're interested in that. I put it on one of my stories, song Dysfunctional. There was a lot of dysfunction along with this coaching staff, and certain people that should have power didn't have power. Certain people that needed the power didn't have the power. And then you got, what I'm saying, because this guy's doing this or this guy said this, and what I'm saying, everybody had a boss and what I'm saying. So there was a whole lot of mess and structural things with going on this past season. And it's not a surprise that, what I'm saying, all these coaches, what I'm saying, from Chip Kelly to, McMahon and now Pete Carroll, they're all out the door. You know what I'm saying? And then here we go, Hondo asking the question about, Tom Brady, right? The man behind the veil, right? This guy, John Spytek is still not giving clarity on how Tom Brady is really being involved. Oh, we're just having conversations. We're on the phone. Like, that ain't working. That ain't working.
When you build out your offensive line moving forward, how much will you take into consideration the experience in those offensive linemen?
We're gonna attack this entire offseason with an extremely open mind, and anybody that can help bolster that offensive line and do the job required will be considered. We have a lot of capital, cap space. We've got some elite draft picks, and maybe adding a veteran presence in there or two would be helpful, but not necessarily an absolute necessity. We're not going to begin with the end in mind.
John, excuse me. Could you describe Brady's level of involvement in the decision to part ways with Pete Carroll?
I would just say that, everything was evaluated, as the season went and over the last couple of days. And I talk to him almost every day, and we have a great relationship. He trusts me. We tell each other the truth. And, we just had a lot of conversations about it. Ultimately, we made a decision that this was in the best interest of the Raiders.
Question. Did you feel like, because I know Pete mentioned earlier how in the beginning with your relationship, guys kind of didn't see eye to eye on certain things, which can happen. But I was wondering, do you feel like the two of you were operating on different timelines at the time? And like, how did that relationship develop over the course of the year?
I wouldn't say that we were operating on different timelines. And I've also never been in a relationship where we both agree all the time. I mean, ask my wife, she'll tell you that. Anything that we didn't always agree on, we talked about. I had a great relationship. He was always in my office. I was always in his office. We collectively sat in the space together until we felt like we could make the best decision in the Raiders. And we didn't obviously get everything right. And again, put the responsibility on me. I've got to do a better job on that standpoint. But
doesn't that sound like Geno Smith put everything on me? I don't know. That just rang a bell.
Coach and I had a great relationship from my perspective, and because we didn't agree all the time, had nothing to do with. I don't know actually a great relationship where everybody agrees all the time. I think that would actually be counterproductive.
Obviously, once
Once
the offseason commences, obviously a lot of teams around the league will inquire about Max Crosby in a trade. Do you view him as a untradeable, untouchable player moving forward once the offseason starts?
I have a lot of respect for Max and how much he loves to play the game. And I've had the opportunity in the last several weeks to spend a lot of time with Max. And I think it's been well documented that he didn't love the idea of not playing football. And I think you always want that from your best players. In fact, I think that's why they're your best players. So I love Max. He embodies what a Raider is. I've been pretty upfront with that from the day that I sat up here almost a year ago. And I continue to believe that.
The question that he asked about Max Crosby being traded, because again, every offseason it seems like Max Crosby's name is popped up. And honestly, I may have to do a whole nother live, on that Max Crosby subject, because there are some things that I need to discuss to Raider Nation in regards to Max Crosby. But as I digress, he talked about Max Crosby, and to be honest with you, I think he's kind of dancing. I think he's not clearly stating that Max Crosby is a mainstay here with the Raiders. And I think we need to get prepared for that, because the way that John Spytek is talking, that was another political PC, you know what I'm saying, statement.
John, everything happened so quick last year with your hiring and Pete. So this is kind of the first time in your position where you'll be such a big part of the coaching search. What are you going to prioritize? What are some things you're looking for in the next coach? We're looking for someone to build this the right way and not think that, you know, we've got to produce.
Wait. He said we're looking for someone to build this the right. So what was we doing all last year? Look. Can I keep it, you know what I'm saying? Can I keep it funky around here? Because it's really been stinking, you know what I'm saying? Well, what have we been doing all last year? If we need someone to build this the right way. And what was you doing as the GM being responsible for building the team? You know what I'm saying? I feel like Bubba Dub, you know what I'm saying? Trash. Okay? What was you doing? Talking about, oh, we looking at the build this the right way. Let's continue to hear what he got to say. Hey, and before we do that, go ahead and double tap the screen. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button. And if you have not, subscribe.
It'd be great to do when we see teams like the Patriots and the Jaguars flip it. You know, I've always kind of thought that you're never as good in this league as you think you are, and you're never as far away as you think you are. And we're just going to go in open-minded. You know, the work has begun upstairs this afternoon, and I've got to get back up here in a little bit to keep going. But we're going to prioritize, you know, whoever's the best coach for the Las Vegas Raiders is who we're going to hire. And we're not beginning with the end in mind. And we want a meticulous build that will set us up for years of success in the future. And we have a great opportunity to do that with everything that we have out in front of us right now.
Questions. What do you think ultimately happened this year to lead to where you guys ended up, number one? And secondly, what's the status of the assistant coaching staff? Are they being brought back, or were they let go as well?
Yeah. I mean, obviously we didn't win enough games early in the year. Sometimes I go back to the Bears game where we're 1-2 and they're 2-1. And we turned it over 4 times. We got a kick blocked, and we really had that game won about 3 or 4 different times. And it's kind of been my experience where that kind of win can propel you, or that one can kind of sink you. And I think we all know how the season went after that. You know, we got a couple of our guys hurt that were big blows to us. But listen, those are just excuses. I mean, we just didn't perform well enough. We didn't play well enough. We didn't do the right things consistent enough to win games. And you know, you are what you are. We're 3-14, and we've got a lot of work to do. The other part of it was about the assistant coaches. They're all currently under contract. I met with them a couple hours ago, and we talked through the next steps, but they're all currently under contract right now.
What are some of the traits that you and Tom have that you believe will help you collaborate together to move the football operations forward in a positive manner?
You know, I think people sometimes misunderstand mine and Tom's relationship. We played together 1 year at Michigan, and then we didn't talk for 20 years. Then he came to Tampa. And so, but what really resonates with Tom and I think, is our shared vision of what football is. And a lot of it goes back to Michigan. I think I've talked about this a little bit, but just the idea of work ethic and accountability and discipline and a team built on really the team. I mean, it's kind of runs through my head, the team. I can see it written on the walls at Schembechler Hall and see Bo Schembechler saying it. And we see football similar. We don't see it the same. We have plenty of discussions and disagreements, and you know, I'm not afraid to tell him that. I think that's kind of why he likes me. But I do believe that we see things similar, and we both had a lot of success seeing it that way. And I think we know what we're after, and it's up to us now to go find it.
Myers, Raider Nation Radio 920. Now that you have a year under your belt and you kind of know what you have and what you don't have, what is that shared vision that you and Tom have putting this team together?
Well, it's about team before self. It's about discipline. It's about accountability. It's about work ethic. Winning is fun, but it comes at a price, and it is required every day. Otherwise, this league is far too competitive, and he's felt it. I felt it. You can feel like you're close, but if you're off by a couple different things, you can end up at 3-14. And we've got to put a process and a system in place that demands the best of our players, of our coaches, of our entire football operations, and really the entire building every day. And I've been here a year now. I've got to know MD ownership. I know what the expectations are. I've got to know the building, I think, really well. And we've got a plan in place, and we're gonna start working on it. And the goal is constant, meticulous improvement, so that this organization and the Raider Nation can be proud when they walk into Allegiant Stadium.
John, obviously this wasn't the season that anyone anticipated for Geno Smith. What is his status at this point, and could you envision him coming back next year?
Yeah, Geno's under contract for next year. We did that because when we traded for him, we liked him. I'm not going to get too far into the future right now. I'm day by day, but he's one of the guys that's under contract. He's a quarterback. He played some good football this year, and we'll make those decisions going forward.
I know Q just asked what you learned about the organization over this year. Maybe what you learned about yourself, and you dream about this job for a long time. You get on it. I'm sure you didn't picture this season being your first one, but I mean, what did you learn about yourself along the way?
Yeah, I don't really want to make this about me. To answer your question, I'm okay in this space. I'm okay with it being uncomfortable. My life has been ups and downs. I've been rocked to my core personally, and I know I'll be okay. And you just get up every day and you take one step at a time and you keep going and you show up and you work. And you can make gains every day. And I think we have a big mountain to climb, but we're not trying to do it all in one day. And steady success, leadership, and just show up every day will get us a long way. So I don't know if you totally know that until you go through this, but
John.
Yeah, because you went through a whole lot this season. You know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of L's. You know what I'm saying? And it falls on you and the organization. Simple as that. Look, I don't hold no punches. Y'all know me over here. I don't hold no punches in regards to, you know what I'm saying, putting out that Raider gospel. And you know what I'm saying? He talking about, I've been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you've been through a lot because you came in and you didn't do your job or do what you were supposed to be doing. Be the GM.
John, I was wondering, going back to Brady, do you envision kind of like his involvement to increase moving forward, whether that is not being in the building or whatnot? Like, how would you? Because I know in the statement it says close collaboration in all football operation. I was wondering, how would you describe his role moving forward after this year?
yeah,
So he asked, look, before John Spytek jump in, he asked this question, and it goes straight to the paper. You know what I'm saying? If you have not looked at the release of Pete Carroll, you know what I'm saying? Mark Davis wrote a statement talking about moving forward, John Spytek and Tom Brady, pretty much they're gonna be working together. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, it sounded a little bit like you know what I'm saying, Tom Brady being a manager at McDonald's, and you know what I'm saying, John Spytek is working the fries while Tom Brady's looking over his shoulder. That's what it's going to end up being this season. But hey, don't take my word for it. Let's listen to John Spytek and hear what he says. Does it sound like he's in control, or does it sound like Tom Brady is looking over him while he's on the fries?
I know you're kind of on this. I talk to him a lot. He's aware of what we're doing. I don't bore him with the mundane, transactions or all that. But any big decision, I've talked to him about. Any vision, I've talked to him about. He's a great resource for me. He's a great partner in this for me. And I would be not doing a good job and be a fool if I didn't talk to him. He's been supportive of me. He can't be here every day right now, but I promise you, I talk to him a lot, and he and I are on the same page.
Sorry, I know he was mentioned about sustain.
Hey, let me know in the comment section how you felt about that statement. You know what I'm saying? Asking about, hey, what's the involvement of Tom Brady? And he's like, oh, me and Tom Brady, we talk. You know what I'm saying? That to me, like I said, I gotta give you the Raider gospel. That sound like Tom Brady's the manager at McDonald's and John Spytek's on the fries. All right.
sustain success. How important would stability be for that to achieve that vision, sustain success? Since this organization has been dealing with coaching changes year in, year out, just how important would stability be in terms of achieving that goal of yours?
I think as the NFL goes, it's important, but this is a largely unstable world we live in. Even when you're good, you have instability because your coordinators take off on you. I mean, there's a couple teams that were great last year and they lost some really good coaches, and it hasn't worked out as well for them this year. So we're always battling every year. It feels like every game, every week, every year you're battling. And so, it'll be built organizationally. We want to define what it means to be a Raider. We want people that are excited to be a Raider. We think that this is an exciting job. And we want people where it means a little bit more to be a Raider. And I think when we can find that, we can find those people that are dying to stay here, dying to come here, dying not to leave here, then, that success with some stability will be created.
John, you described this as a massive opportunity. Could you just speak a little bit more on, if done the right way, the impact that the right head coach and a, first overall draft pick can have on the future of this franchise?
I mean, the league is littered with, when you get the top pick right, those guys are franchise-altering players. There's probably no more important hire in an NFL organization than the head coach. They're the daily guy. They set the vision. They set the cadence. They are what touches the players every day and demand excellence from players. And the players are the ones that have to go out there and do it. And the more good players you have and the better person at the helm that you have steering that ship, my experience is the more successful you are. And, you look at, are there two more important hires in an organization than a quarterback and a head coach? I think we probably all agree that those two men usually steer the ship, and that's on front of us right now. Coaches, I know they're under contract, but have they been given permission to look for other jobs at all? I don't want to get too deep into the conversations that I've had with the coaches. They know where they stand.
Over the last couple of weeks, seeing a lot of these younger guys that you brought into the building, that you drafted, you brought into free agency, seeing them play, how excited are you to continue to see them develop, but also how important is it to you not only bring in more players, but retain a lot of the guys in the building as well that you feel are best fit?
Yeah, I'm proud of the rookie class. It wasn't easy for them. They battled and they got better as the season went, and I think that showed up over the last couple of weeks. But this is the biggest offseason of their careers usually. Guys have a chance to take a massive jump, and if they don't, you will kind of wonder why. And a lot of times it's pretty telling. So, they got a massive opportunity that they got to attack this offseason too. And I'm going to spend some time over the next couple of weeks talking to all those men. We've got 10 more draft picks that we have shots this year to try to load it up with more young players. And yeah, I mean, we don't want to let good players leave our building. That's happened around here. I was in charge last year when a couple of good players left the building, and it's one of the things I learned. You got to keep our good players here. And, we were talking about it this morning. Just if you look around the league, there's some former Raiders that are playing good football somewhere, and I got to do a better job in that world.
John, quickly, you mentioned building and climbing back up to the top here. I'm curious, when you look at this season 25, were you happy with how the rookie class was developed? Is there anything different you would like to see moving forward?
Well, I'm not real happy right now in 3-14. I would just go back to I'm proud of those guys for them competing, and I think they're the right kind of guys and they're about the right things. And my experience has been when you add the right kind of people to an organization, whether it's scouts, analytics people, wellness, players, you'll be okay. And we'll just keep trying to do that with players too. Thank you all. Appreciate you all coming.
Now, I will say this. There were some things, what I'm saying, if you watched it, live, what I'm saying, if you watched it live, there were some things that were said, and obviously they're able to edit behind that. There was some, John Spytek did take a stab, what I'm saying, and he talked about how he's looking for a coach that ain't gonna be, looking to win 10 games. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be honest with you. I think John Spytek is taking a slow approach. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that thinks that we're gonna turn this thing completely around and it's gonna be it's not gonna be that. Not with John Spytek. And now that's going to be up to you guys on how you guys feel about that. You know, do you think that's a good thing? Do you think that's a bad thing? Let me know down in the comment section how you feel about that. Okay. But that's John Spytek, y'all. You know what I'm saying? He fired Pete Carroll, the Hall of Fame coach. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see. We'll see how much control the GM really has. And that's going to be the wait and see. The positive, though, with us, though, is that we got the money and we got the picks. And now we're in a position to get a coach. So it's going to be on Spytek and it's going to be on 12, according to Mark Davis. All right. Hey, make sure you hit that like button, you know what I'm saying? And go ahead and subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Be a part of that good old 1K, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get a part of that 1K, you know what I'm saying, of subscribers, you know what I'm saying? It's completely free to do. All right, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see you guys in there. I'm going to look at your comments, you know what I'm saying? Look at your comments here. See what you guys got. Ashton, okay, Ashton, good to see you. He said, I'm going to sub. Hey, make sure you hit that subscribe button, all right? And make sure you hit that notification bell so you know you are notified when Raider Twuan and the congregation is alive. Shout out to Nelson in the building. And the bandwagon, yes, the bandwagon is in the building. Shout out to the bandwagon. You know what I'm saying? I'm not changing my name. You know what I'm saying? Raider Twuan is going to be Raider Twuan. Okay? You know what I'm saying? I'm not a bandwagon. You know what I'm saying? Unlike you. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the bandwagon. Salute to you, man. I know you was rooting for the Lakers tonight. Okay, we got Laker Nation in the building. Shout out to Laker Nation. Hey, Laker Nation said, Spytek until proven, you know what I'm saying? Until proven otherwise, you know what I'm saying? And that might be it. You know what I'm saying? And I say it like this. Everybody's a suspect, you know what I'm saying? And John Spytek is definitely a suspect. All right, hey, and you know what I'm saying? Hey, he also came with another hot fire comment. You know what I'm saying? He said Tom Shady. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the first time I heard that, but you know what I'm saying? That might be something we gotta adopt around here. You know what I'm saying? Tom Shady, you know what I'm saying, is also a suspect here at Raider Twuan. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know I don't hold no punches back. You know what I'm saying? I let it known. Let it be known. And that's a fact. All right, hey. Hey, for some reason tonight the bars is flowing. You know what I'm saying? I got the bars like Alcatraz. Salute, salute, salute. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Tom Brady, Laker Nation, that's exactly what, you know, Hondo brought up in his question, you know what I'm saying, on this presser. You know what I'm saying? There's a few guys that was asking, you know, poking at that same kind of question, like, hey, what's Tom Brady about to do? What's Tom Brady? Well, how's his involvement? Is he all the way in? What's the temperature on that? And you could tell John Spytek has either been thinking about it or think about it and dancing about it. You know what I'm saying? Dancing around that question. And that's going to be the problem and concern that we're probably going to have to deal with all off season and all in the season is how involved is Tom Brady, and is that going to be effective with what we're trying to do on how to really build this team and how to, you know what I'm saying? Because we're kind of real, let's be really honest. Let's keep it funky because it's been stinking in here. You know what I'm saying? The Ahern ain't stinking, but the organization is stinking. You know what I'm saying? We're pretty much at the bottom of the roster anyway. You know what I'm saying? We're not, our roster really ain't as deep as people think it is. And it's going to take a year or two to do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? You got to almost bat 1,000 for 2 years to get back to, okay, we got something. We cooking. We got, you know what I'm saying? So that's not counting the traditional misses, right? Because everybody in the draft, right? You might have, was it 7 rounds? Okay, let's say we had 7 picks in 7 rounds, right? You might only hit on maybe 2, 3, right? If you hit on 4 or 5, you got a good draft. So we almost have to bat 1,000. Almost got to hit on every draft in order for us to really get this to a team where, hey, we're knocking on those playoff doors. And that's what I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is talking about Super Bowl. Yes, that's important. Yes, everybody, and we all invested to try to get in the Super Bowl, right? But let's just get in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe that when you get in the playoffs, there's a chance of you winning it. You know what I'm saying? If you can get to the dance, then you might be able to boogie. And that's where it really gets to. So we need to get to a position where we're in the playoffs. And then we need to get into a position where we're consistently getting to the playoffs. Right? The more chances you get there, the more chances you're able to knock on the Super Bowl doors. Right? You know what I'm saying? Definitely there's progressions to this. El Capitan Rafucho is in the building. Salute to Raf. You know what I'm saying? My Latin brother, you know what I'm saying, of the nation. You know what I'm saying? He has done a tremendous job, you know what I'm saying, throughout the season. For those that are, you know what I'm saying, of Spanish speaking, you know what I'm saying? I hope I'm being politically correct on this one, but you know what I'm saying, of Spanish speaking, you know what I'm saying? If you want to hear some play-by-play, you know what I'm saying, some great top grade A1, you know what I'm saying, professional, you know what I'm saying, needs to be on ESPN, you know what I'm saying, Sports Center type, you know what I'm saying, ESPN Deportes, you know what I'm saying, calls, go ahead and go to El Capitan Rafucho. You know what I'm saying? Get your Spanish Raiders play-by-play. You know what I'm saying? I think he's better than the dude that does the Raiders, you know what I'm saying? Official Raiders play-by-play. You know what I'm saying? That's just my Raider gospel. But shout out to Raf Fucho, Capitan, you know what I'm saying? In the building with the Spanish Deportes Raiders play-by-play. All right? Salute. Hey, bandwagon, what's Brady's role with the Raiders? We all trying to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? It is a where's Waldo. You know what I'm saying? Let me put that up. You know what I'm saying? Let me put that up for the bandwagon. You know what I'm saying? So he can get his little shine on the show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it is a where's Waldo. You know what I'm saying? Type of situation with Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? We don't know where Tom Brady is. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, Tom Brady is in the booth with whoever in Texas. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, he's in the booth at Allegiant Stadium. Oh, he actually showed up to work today. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what Tom Brady is doing. We just know that he's playing Mr. Telephone Man. You know what I'm saying? With John Spytek. You know what I'm saying? He playing Mr. Telephone. That's Tom Brady. That's over here at Raider Twuan and the congregation. That is Tom Brady's new name, Mr. Telephone Man. You know what I'm saying? Tom Brady is Mr. Telephone Man with John Spytek. And that's a fact. Because John Spytek said it. Every time someone asks something about Tom Brady, what did John Spytek say? Oh, you know what I'm saying? Me and him been on the telephone. Mr. Telephone Man. And like I said, we don't know if that's gonna work. But you know what I'm saying? Obviously, it seems like we're trying to experiment. And if you ask me my personal opinion on it, I'm not feeling it. Hey, shout out to my uncle, you know what I'm saying? Clarence Gaston in the bill. Shout out to my Uncle C. Hey, look, hey, get ready, because you know what I'm saying, I was kind of thinking that, you know what I'm saying, Harbaugh just got released from the Ravens, and I'm not mad if we make a play for Harbaugh. You know what I'm saying? I think Harbaugh come over here, you know what I'm saying, he know what he doing. John Spytek could be the new, you know what I'm saying, he could be the Ozzie Newsome 2.0, and we could be cooking, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, for Harbaugh, it's going to be a situation where we got, you know what I'm saying, what not necessarily right now what he needs, but he can get what he needs, right? Like I said, we got the cap space. You know what I'm saying? We got the money to give free agencies. You know what I'm saying? Free agents that we can attract over here, along with, remember, in Las Vegas, it's tax-free money. You know what I'm saying? So tax-free dollars, you know what I'm saying? We can make it right on a few people. And then again, we got 10 picks right now, currently in the draft, that we can make a play for these guys, you know what I'm saying, moving forward. So it is definitely something that we can look at, and something that John Harbaugh can be like, hey, oh, I can get the quarterback I want. Oh, I can get this free agent because we got the money for it. And we in Las Vegas, tax-free dollars. And it seems like Mark Davis is willing to, you know what I'm saying, spend that money on whatever that's necessary. I mean, right now we're in a good play. Now, I will say this with Harbaugh, and this is another thing that we need to consider in regards to getting Harbaugh, is that Harbaugh is right now the girl that everybody wants. Okay? And when I say he's the girl that everybody wants, I'm saying in the fact that right now he's the big fish in the pond. Okay? Everybody that's looking for a coach, Harbaugh is definitely going to be on top of their list, unless Harbaugh slept with, you know what I'm saying, the owner's wife or something like that. I'm not, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? It's something crazy, but Harbaugh right now is the top head coach in the head coach market, from everybody that's been a head coach to everybody that's aspiring to be a head coach. So he's going to have his pick, and not along with his pick, he's also going to be comfortable, because he's, with him being released from the Ravens, he's still getting paid. Now, you know, don't have me, because I didn't do all the deep dive on the homework on that, but he's still on the books in regards to the Ravens. So they still got to pay him the millions. So he can literally sit a year if he doesn't like, something that's out there. Now, I will say there's about 2 other jobs that if I was a head coach, I might definitely take a look at. And one of those teams, and someone be like, what team is those? One of those teams is the Falcons. And the reason why the Falcons is because you have a lot of pieces over there, a lot of young pieces over there that are already there, and then all you just kind of build on top of that. So if he likes Bijan, if he likes, Penix, if he likes, then he might want to go over to the Falcons. Another team is the Giants. Jackson Dart, Scatterboo, Carter. You know what I'm saying? I think they got another pass rusher over there. It's skipping my mind. Skipping my head on the other pass rusher. So there's some pieces over there. But hey, like I said, Las Vegas, we got that money, and we also got the number 1 pick. So that is going to draw, some guys over that say, hey, I can get my dude, my quarterback, and then I could, that cap space. And like I said, you got a willing head, not head owner, but majority owner in Mark Davis that's willing to spend some dollars if need be. And that's the other thing that a lot of people in the organization and Raider Nation, we give, we want to get on Mark Davis, but Mark Davis, one thing that you can't say, after Mark Davis has got that money, Mark Davis has definitely has been willing to spend that money, where it needs to be. And unfortunately, where we are with our coaching, Mark Davis is spending a lot of money, dead money, on these coaches. Antonio Pierce, John Gruden on the books. I think we took care of Antonio Pierce. McDaniels is on the books along with all the GMs. Spytek, Ziegler, and Telesco are still on the books. You know what I'm saying? So he's forking out that money slowly, but he's still willing to spend some of that dollar. Hey, bandwagon, you said he's gonna be close to his brother in Cali. Hey, you know what? That might be a situation. He said, look, let me just go ahead and go over to that. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and go over to that division, and give my brother some hell. You know what I'm saying? And historically, record-wise, Big Brother has been beaten Little Brother. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that definitely will fall in the Raiders' favor. And argumentatively, that we might be in another conversation where we may not be the worst. We may not, if we get John Harbaugh, we may not have the worst coach in our division. Remember, in our division, we got Andy Reid, Sean Payton, Jim Harbaugh, and then we might, be in play for John Harbaugh. Okay. So I'm not telling y'all who I want yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna let some things come to play, but I will release, what I'm feeling as things start to come together. The season hasn't even came to a close yet. You know what I'm saying? We haven't even got past the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? We haven't really got the release of all the coaches that are available. So I'm gonna wait until you closer to that time, you know what I'm saying, what I'm feeling in regards to that. But I will say, Harbaugh is definitely somebody worth taking a look at. Well, hey, no, I get it. You know, not in Cali bandwagon, but definitely in the AFC West. Bandwagon said who the top prospect in college right now. You have the clear. I want to. He hasn't officially declared, and that's why I'm kind of skeptical on talking about him. You know, the quarterback is right now Fernando Mendoza. He is, you know, he's in conversations of being the top, the quarterback coming out. Arvell Reese right now, when I'm looking at some of the metrics that I look at, Arvell Reese, the linebacker from Ohio State, he is the top player coming out of this draft. He's a linebacker. He has coverage ability, but he also has a little bit of pass rush ability. He has and he. I'm trying to be careful of how I can say it. He gives me Micah Parsons. Like, and when I say he gives me Micah Parsons, I'm talking about in the sense of getting Arvell Reese, him coming in, him about in the year 2, 3, maybe 4, you know what I'm saying, of his rookie contract, we'll start to see that Micah Parsons of him. Because again, he's a linebacker, he can cover, but he also has developed, you know, he can get up to the line and be a pass rusher. So he kind of has that, again, Micah Parsons situation. Now, we know Micah Parsons in the NFL, you know, he doesn't drop back in coverage, you know, like he used to in his early days. He's more of a pass rusher now because his pass rush ability is just, you know, it's so good that you're like, I'm not even going to try to put my best pass, you know, one of my best pass rushers in coverage. And that's why, you know, Micah Parsons now is more of a pass rusher than he is coverage. But definitely when he started in the NFL, he was more of a coverage linebacker that had a little pass rush ability. And that's something that Arvell Reese can look at and definitely aspire to get to. But yeah, that's that. Hey, shout out to everybody in chat. Make sure you hit that like button, double tap the screen, you know what I'm saying? And hey, go ahead and subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Hit that subscribe button. It's completely free to do. You know what I'm saying? You subscribe to Netflix and you gotta pay that good old, I think it's $14.99. You know what I'm saying? You subscribe to OnlyFans and you know what I'm saying, that got a little price. You know what I'm saying? You subscribe to, you know what I'm saying? What else can you subscribe to? Why am I drawing a blank? You know what you guys be subscribing to. Hey, and it be costing, all right? So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's free. It is free. It is free. All right. Salute, salute, salute. Hey, y'all know how it is here at Raider Twuan. We are advocates for being an organ donor. So please consider being an organ donor. That information is always down in the description of all my videos and all my lives. Okay, I don't play around with that. Okay, so all of my lives and all of my videos, if you look down, if you hit the description sign, you will find where you can the link on how to be an organ donor. Okay, Also, you know what I'm saying? We're on our way to 1K, so go ahead and be a subscriber to the Raider Twuan and the congregation. Okay? Go ahead and join the congregation by hitting that subscribe button. And definitely make sure you hit that notification bell so you are notified when we go live. Now, like I said, the subscription is free, but if you are interested in being a financial blessing to the channel, this is how you can be a financial blessing to the channel. Okay? Venmo and Cash App is right there. And again, all that money goes into the channel. It goes back into the channel and invests in the channel. Eventually, when we get to super chats, I will be doing super chats for cause. And when I mean super chats for cause, it'll be like, okay, this month is breast cancer month. All super chats, you know what I'm saying, this month will be going to the American whatever breast cancer association. Okay, so be ready when I get to, again, that's why I'm trying to get to 1K, because if I can get to 1K, then that's when I can get the super chat button here on YouTube, and then that's when I'll be doing donations for cause. Okay, definitely. So that's why I'm pushing the 1K. So definitely help me get to 1K so we can get to super chats, and then we can definitely be a contribution to needs and foundations that definitely would love our support. So this is how you can be a blessing to the channel, but also yeah, hit that subscribe button so we can grow here at Raider Twuan. All right. Hey, we talked about John Spytek. You know what I'm saying? We got it in. You know what I'm saying? My friend, and I'm so happy that you guys are here. Stay tuned because I will be going live next week. You know what I'm saying? I will definitely be going live next week. So we'll, and you'll see that thumbnail and all that stuff, because I'll create a thumbnail for that. You'll see the topic, you'll see the discussion, and that's why you need to hit that notification bell. And definitely, I got a homie to tell you some things real quick.
Fucking Stizan. Twuan, hey Twuan, hit that like button. Why? Because I like you.
Yeah, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't be mean. Double tap the screen. Why? Because I like you. All right. Hey, and you know what? You know what I say all the time? You're a blessing. Okay? I'm looking at you. You're a blessing. Be a blessing to someone else. And let's go, Raiders.
Today is a day when our heroes of the past become our legends of the future. Time never really stops for the great ones. We wrap them in a cloak of immortality and remember what great people they were. We recognize you, Virginia Matt, his sons Mike and Joey. They were a football family, so that John can pursue his dreams. To Raider Twuan and a tribute to John Madden and Al Davis, we declare that the fire that burns the brightest in the Raiders organization is the will to win. Ladies and gentlemen, the Madden family.
Hey, Raider Twuan here. You must watch one of my videos or lives. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and it's right there. Or if you want to watch one of my videos, watch it right there. And let's go, Raiders.